Alright, help us find our p-value, John R.
Two.
Well, if you're looking at the polynomial, what is your p-value?
It's 4.
Correct. So all the numbers that multiply to be 4?
1 and 4.
Correct. So 1, 2, and 4. And your key value?
1.
Key value is 1. John, tell me all the combinations of p divided by q.
Plus and minus 2.
Correct.
Plus and minus 1.
Yep.
Plus and minus 4.
Plus or minus 4. Good job, John. Rafi, let's test a number. What number do you want to test? 2, he says. Tell me what to write up here.
1.
Guess I didn't have to write the plus sign, right? Rafi, go ahead and complete synthetic division for us. Alright, so what does that tell us, Rafi? It's a factor, right? That basically means we can fill out these parentheses. Thank you, Rafi. Leslie, help us fill out these parentheses here.
X minus 2.
Good.
1x cubed minus 2x squared plus 1x minus 2.
Leslie, I have a question. Do we factor completely? What should we do? You can test another number, or count how many terms. Ready, set, go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
So Leslie, when there's 4 terms, you can also factor by grouping. Which one do you want to do? I would factor by grouping. Class, you have to factor by grouping? No, but I have 4 terms here. She's saying let's factor by grouping. Oh, sorry. Do you use the box or do you use the double GCF? Leslie. Alright, Leslie, help us fill out this box. Leslie, your common factor? This direction? This direction? And this direction. 1 is correct. You can always double check by multiplying. What does that mean? X minus 2, x minus 2, and x squared plus 1. If we factor completely, and that's all I asked you, this would be your answer. Now, right now, that says just plus 1. I'm happy with that. Okay. But does it tell us just to factor completely? No, we gotta do what? Solve it. Good job, Leslie. Kiana, how do I solve that in orange? Okay, question. Do you use the quadratic formula for this one? This one. So the quadratic formula only works for quadratics. Can you help me identify the A, B, and C, Kiana?
A is 1. B is 0. And C is 1.
Correct. So Kiana probably put a placeholder of 0x. Right? Ax squared plus bx plus c. Kiana, can you tell me what the quadratic formula is?
X equals negative B plus or minus. Divided by B squared minus 4AC over 2A.
Feel free to write that on your formula sheet. Thank you, Kiana. Jesse A, let's do the substitutions.
0 plus negative. I know what it's
Square root.
square root 0 to the second minus 4 1 parentheses 1
Good. All over.
2 8 or 2 2 1.
Go ahead and simplify, Jesse. Oh, you guys didn't tell me. It was not clear.
I didn't recording. I don't want to be like, Mr. A.
You're in the recording anyways. Jesse A?
That's all I got.
Okay, let's do it together. Do I have to write 0?
No.
So I got a plus or minus. 0 squared. Negative 4 times 1.
Negative 4.
And negative 4 times 1.
Negative 4.
All over 2. Help us finish the rest, Evelyn. Correct? Alright, Evelyn. What are the factors of negative 4? Two numbers that multiply be negative 4. Can I do 2 times 2? So what number would I have to put here? Negative what? And negative 1. Evelyn, what is the square root of negative 1? Evelyn, what do pirates say when they're happy? I. X equals plus or minus I. And the square root of 4, or you have a pair of those, that's 2. So if you write out your two solutions, you have 2i over 2, and you have a negative 2i over 2. Your 2's cancel. And these are our solutions so far. X equals I, negative I. And remember, what was our degree of the problem? Our degree was 4, but I only have 2 solutions here. So where are the other 2? X is equal to what? X minus 2 equals 0. X minus 2 equals 0. Add 2 to both sides. X is equal to 2. Now, pay attention here. X is equal to 2 twice. So you can either write the answer out twice, or you can write something like, you can say double root, or multiplicity of 2. Does that make sense? So this is our final answer. Now, I have a efficiency question. Do you have to use the quadratic formula? Did anyone not use the quadratic formula and get those answers? I'm not sure if I taught you guys in this class. Well, if you look at it, you set each of these equal to 0. So here's another way of solving the problem. It's going to go so much faster than this. Ready? You're going to blink and it's over. How do you get x squared or x by itself? Subtract 1. How do you get rid of the exponent? Remember, when you take a square root, you have plus or minus. So you have x equals plus or minus. And the square root of negative 1 is? I. That's it. They call that the square root method for quadratics and solving. Is that fast? Yeah. Now, does that always work? The square root method only works when you have an a and a c value, when there's no b value. But the quadratic formula always works. So to review, we were asked to solve this polynomial. We used the rational roots theorem to figure out possible roots. We tested it using synthetic division. Here, Leslie decided not to use the synthetic division again to test numbers. You had 4 terms and it worked out perfectly because they can factor by grouping. And then you can set it equal to 0 and solve.